The Alien franchise has a long history, and not just in film. Xenomorphs have been scaring gamers since 1982, and they aren't stopping anytime soon. Alien has a rich history, going back decades. Aside from Star Trek and Star Wars, no other sci-fi franchise has been so prolific or ever present in pop culture. Although we're only here to give you a complete Xenomorph timeline year by year as to how it all began and still going on. So before we jump into the timeline itself, this video has been brought to you by Scizopedia.com, your one-stop destination for all things size. From movie monsters to animals, from objects in space to structures on Earth, we've got it all covered for you. 4 billion to 2 million BC. An alien race known as the Engineers, which is an ancient, technologically advanced extraterrestrial species of unknown origin, visit Earth and leave one of their own behind. However, this engineer's body breaks down after drinking a black liquid thingy, after which it throws itself down a waterfall and his DNA enters the water, recombining to create life. 35,000 BC. Evidence of the Engineers in Scotland. Elizabeth Shaw and Charlie Holloway, both archaeologists, discover cave paintings which are actually star maps indicating early human contact with the Engineers in what is today Scotland. 3590 BC. Sumerian evidence of Engineers' visit to Earth. Even the Sumerian civilization has some form of contact with the Engineers. 2896 BC. Failing to defeat the Xenomorphs, the Predators activate a mechanism that helps in wiping out all forms of alien infestation. Basically a large-scale blast. 2470 BC. Egyptian evidence of Engineers' visit to Earth. So the pharaohs encountered the Engineers too, and some centuries before, the Egyptians even encountered the Predators, who taught them to build pyramids. 1540 BC. Babylonian evidence of Engineers' visit to Earth. 8th century BC. The Prometheus myth first appears in Greek mythology. The Prometheus myth is actually believed to be about a titan who brought man to life from clay and stole the secret of fire from the gods. 620 BC. Finally, even the Mayan civilization records the evidence of Engineers' visit to Earth. 1st century AD. The Engineers prepare a death ship filled with jars of black goo, pathogen ampules, in order to wipe out life on Earth and basically destroy humanity. Instead, the Engineers are themselves killed due to the accidental release of the infection, and a decapitated Engineer was later found by the Prometheus crew on LV-223, which was easily carbon dated to 2,000 years before. October 1st, 1990. Peter Weyland, the billionaire entrepreneur and inventor who will go on to create the Weyland Corp and become its CEO, is born in the Indian city of Bombay, now Mumbai. 2004. The Predalien. A group of experts led by Charles Bishop Weyland, Lance Henriksen, investigate a heat signal on Bovatoya, an island off the coast of Antarctica. Unfortunately for them, they awaken an alien queen and are soon battling with aliens and 3 predators who have come to hunt the newly born Xenomorphs. All but one of the predators and the humans die, so the 2 survivors team up to battle the alien queen. She's defeated, but not before the final predator is killed after getting impaled by the alien queen's tail. A predator ship that's been orbiting Earth comes down to retrieve the body, unaware that a Predalien hybrid is brewing inside. 2012. Peter Weyland, now 22, establishes Weyland Industries, the company behind so many doomed space missions. 2023. Peter Weyland finds a cure to cancer, bagging him a Nobel Prize. In his somewhat legendary TED Talk speech, Weyland also puts forward his vision for the next 50 years to build better worlds. Around 2030, Weyland creates David, an android that would later be used as a template to create many similar androids that would become integral to the timeline. The 1st of April 2042, David 4 becomes the first commercially available model of the android in the David series. 2080. It's during this period that Dr. Elizabeth Shaw and Dr. Charlie Holloway discover evidence of star maps from Babylonian, Sumerian, Mayan, Egyptian, and Mesopotamian eras. 2089. This is when Shaw and Holloway discover another star map in a cave on the island of Skye, Scotland, dating all the way back to 35,000 BC. 2091. Weyland Corp's space exploration ship, the U.S. CSS Prometheus, leaves Earth on its journey to LV-223. January 7th, 2092. Ellen Ripley's born. 2093. Prometheus arrives at LV-223 after 2 years of space exploration. All but 2 crew members of U.S. CSS Prometheus are killed after an encounter on LV-223 with an alien species and revived engineer. The ship is destroyed and Dr. Shaw, along with severely damaged David, leave on an engineer ship to find the engineer's homeworld. 2094. Dr. Elizabeth Shaw apparently repairs and rebuilds David, and according to David's testimony in Alien Covenant, he and Shaw arrive at Paradise, a planet home to millions of species seeded by the engineers. David uses their ship's toxic black goo payload to destroy the entire populations of the engineers' home planet. This seeded species of inhabitants were killed with the same pathogens that the engineers wanted to use to wipe out humanity, which of course is another race seeded by them. 2104. Covenant, a colony spacecraft designed and manufactured by Weyland Yutani to transport 2,000 colonists, 1,140 second-generation embryos, and its crew of 15 across vast interstellar distances to the planet Origai 6, takes a detour to an unnamed planet, Paradise. There, the crew discovered David 8 from the U.S. CSS Prometheus and a new xenomorph species, the Neomorph. After the incursion on the planet, where the majority of the crew were killed, David is revealed to have bioengineered aliens as we know them. He brings their embryos on board the Covenant alongside the human embryos, hijacking the ship and setting course for its original destination, Origai 6. Mystery Era, which is a Covenant sequel, would presumably occupy. 2120. Space vessel Nostromo leaves Earth. July 3rd, 2122. After detecting a signal, the crew of Nostromo is waken up from its hypersleep that lands on planetoid LV-426 to detect the unknown signal, becoming the first human ship to land on the planetoid. There, an executive officer, Kane, finds an engineer ship where he finds a fossilized engineer and xenomorph eggs, where a facehugger attaches itself to Kane. After being infected by the alien facehugger, Kane dies, and the resulting xenomorph picks off the crew one by one, leaving only Officer Ellen Ripley as the sole human survivor, and Jones, the ship's cat, alive. 2159. Weyland Yutani establishes Hadley's Hope colony on Acheron. 2179. After spending the last 57 years adrift in space in hypersleep since her first horrific encounter with the xenomorph, Ripley is rescued, but returns to LV-426 because contact with the new human colony there, Hadley's Hope, has been lost. Arriving with a military squad, they find sole survivor, Newt, 6 more facehuggers, a swarm of aliens, and a pretty badass queen. The colonial marines eventually came in contact with the xenomorphs and suffered massive casualties due to the creature's several advantages, including the element of surprise. Ripley, however, escapes with Newt, Corporal Hicks, and Android Bishop, and heads back to Earth in the Sulaco. Although there were at least 2 facehuggers that sneaked on board, and while they were in hypersleep, one of them manages to impregnate Ripley with a queen, after which a facehugger causes an electrical fire on board, resulting in the hypersleep chambers of Ripley, along with 3 other survivors of Hadley's Hope, to be ejected from the Sulaco, landing near a penal colony in Fiorina 161. However, only Ripley and 1 other facehugger survive. Ripley kills the resulting alien, then dies by suicide by jumping into a furnace. 2379. The United Systems military clone Ripley and her bio-passenger from medical samples saved from Fiorina 161. They surgically remove the alien queen in order to breed the species, which escape on board the Auriga, killing many. Auriga crashes into Earth's atmosphere and blows up. The Ripley clone, meanwhile, escapes aboard the Betty with the android call. So, that was all for today. We hope you enjoyed the video. Now, if you want to keep watching more videos like these, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon too while you're at it. We'll see you around the next time with another awesome new video, and bye for now. Peace.